45, 9 millimeters or 45.
Apparently, I'm shooting a 9 and you shooting a 45. Oh, let me see. Joanne got questions. We basically just gonna have conversation. Enjoy ourselves. It's something to me. I'm gonna find a thread. There you go.
What's the demographic of your audience?
It's growing.
Have you been able to see, like, who's listening? Is it hair people? Or
no, I'm getting multiple. I'm getting multiple people because what we're doing is we're connecting. You can just run, and then we'll do an intro. What we're doing is we're connecting with new people now.
Okay.
Because I joined a business group.
Okay.
And with the business group, it's all entrepreneurs. Everybody has a business. So I interviewed the first gentleman. He's a photographer also. He actually helped train me at the church on photography, and I trained him on video. Okay. So you got everyone from the church starting to watch because I placed it on not just Facebook. I put it on the YouTube channel, the Facebook Hair Hero Elite page, and I'm having people starting to comment more.
Okay.
And this is also a great time to like inform your audience of things you're doing that they didn't know. That's what I'm finding because people are like, I didn't know you had a podcast. I'm like, you have that product too. But the whole thing is to come together and expand each other. So all my people that don't know you, they get to see
now they
you.
know me. Yeah.
Right.
And likewise. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And one of the things amazing, I was looking at it I was studying Myron Golden. Phenomenal. He was a pastor too in his day. And now he's one of the #1 motivation salesmen in the country. And loves to read. Dr. Myron Golden, I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
So he says, get on a podcast. You share your audience with theirs, you share, and both of you grow.
Yeah, both.
And so that's the premise that I took when I came up with the idea is, let's all grow together.
Yeah.
Small businesses, and if anybody else needs us, we're available to do them. But right now, I tell people like, how much you charge? I said, right now it's free, because I want to get it out there. Join our businesses together, and with the Orlando Networking League. So every time I interview them, all of them are following me.
Okay.
So I just joined 2 months ago.
So you're building a network and a following through the interviewing, but then your content and what you're putting out there. Yeah.
And I think it was funny when we really probably should have started. We all started. Whenever we're in front, we always catch it. It's always good media information. When Brittany Butler, she used to be Butler, and we was at your show, and she was like, I didn't even know he had. He always coming out with stuff we didn't know he had. So this is a way for your clients to know, because my clients, I take kind of a humble approach, but I've gotten a little bit better at trying to tell them more of the things that I'm doing and having, because they're wanting to support, or they not just support, they already believe in you, so they know anything that you have.
It's gonna be good. Quality. It's gonna be good. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. That's why when I saw you the pancake, I said, Ty got a pancake mix. I gotta try the pancakes.
Yeah, but it's good when you build a reputation like that, right? And then people know that if this guy's a part of it, it's just like you. You know how we search to find you. God,
you hold me down.
FBI and police. But it was because we knew the product that you delivered. And it doesn't take away from anybody else. They had great products, but we wanted the product that you delivered, and we knew if your name was on it, the level of excellence that was going to come with it.
Right.
You know, and I hope it's the same like with my products, that when people hear, oh, that's Ty, or Ty's doing it, they're a part of it. My show, I think at some point there becomes an expectation, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Vaughn doing that?
Yeah,
I know that. So I'm hoping that that's what we're building. That's the intent. That there's a level of excellence that creates expectation.
Right.
I can't wait. I can't wait to
Yeah.
Vaughn launches that new product. I
Yeah.
can't wait because of the not only things you've done in the past, but I think for me, for you, the way you carry yourself. It's more than just a product. The product is a reflection of who you are.
Right.
You know? And I pray that my business is a reflection of who I am. And I pray that when people come in and they see the studio or they taste the product, that they get a little piece of Top Hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be my intent.
And I love that. I'm it's about the experience. People buy people.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was first beginning, and this is when I first got the notion of people like people.
Yeah.
Is they was like, you don't know how to do it? Try it on me till you get it. I want to be the first. I was like, really? I don't know what I'm doing.
They believe in you so much, they willing to be a guinea pig.
Yeah. That's new.
Yeah.
Come on, let's try it. I'll tell you how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, there's something here, because I didn't believe that. And even with my mom, said something that was powerful. And she didn't say it in a way that it was, I'm her child. She said, you have to remember that you too are a blessing when you're in someone's presence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm always wanting to be a blessing.
Yeah.
She said, you're already a blessing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that between expectation and what you carry, and it's funny how so many people see it that the super marketing people want to, hey, you don't
they
have
want
to
to
know
package it and get it out there.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I don't know that yet.
Yeah.
You want me to put my name on it? And how many people I've turned down? I'm like, no. You don't have to know the product. We'll teach it to them. No, that's not me.
But they see that gift, and not to be too churchified. They see that anointing.
Yeah.
And that anointing affects things around, and they see the change, and they see what happens when you show up and your presence is there or you're involved. It's different when Vaughn's involved and somebody else is involved.
Yeah.
They see that, and we keep saying expectation, but they want that and they want to be a part of that. So I want to be a part of anything you do.
Yeah.
Your podcast, I want to be a part of that.
Right.
Because I know that what's on you is going to be in this, and it's just going to impact so many lives. I think if there's one thing myself and you we have in common is we do want to impact lives. Just different industries, different ways.
Right.
But in the end, what makes it special is we care about people.
Yeah. People that care about people. I mean, that right there, that probably turned into another service.
Well, isn't that the foundation of business? I mean, there's no business without people.
Right.
And when you find individuals, say like yourself, that genuinely care about people, that's the gist of Total You. It's the people.
Yeah.
It really is. And Total You is about coming here to be the complete you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Total you.
It made sense before, but it really makes more sense even now. Yeah.
That's what it's all about. So no matter how you come, there's another stage, there's another facet, there's another element of you. And I'm grateful for you coming in and inviting me to be a part of that journey to that next stage, that next place in life.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be a little churchy with this one.
Okay.
Yesterday was a good example. I just need to be in your presence.
Yeah.
And I told you as soon as I came in, I ain't come to work out.
Yeah. You
I just came to be around y'all. Because just by being connected, you guys minister to me without even ministering to me.
Yeah.
And I used to hear, back in the day, used to say, where do ministers go to be ministers? Where do leaders go to be led?
Yeah.
A queen can't always go to a pawn.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So who sharpens you?
Well,
who
we know
helps
iron
you?
sharpens iron.
That's where I was going.
We know iron sharpens
Yeah.
iron. And you're right. You're a giver. You give, whether it's to your clients, whether it's to your church, whether it's in ministry.
Yeah.
But you keep giving and you're never poured into, you get empty.
Ooh.
And so we need people and we need places that we can go that help to edify us.
Yeah.
We have 100 plus, almost 200 clients here. So to pour,
Yeah.
it's exhausting. But to not be too spiritual, it's refreshing in the presence of the Lord.
Yeah.
So we look for those moments where we can steal away and get in His presence. We look where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, He's in the midst.
Yes,
So
yes.
you came in His name, I'm here in His name,
Yep.
and He's there, and we're both refreshed.
Yeah.
So it becomes refreshing when I see you.
Yeah.
Because I know you're not coming with junk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you come in with some Jesus, and I got me a good little piece of Jesus, the Son, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, and that united, God shows up and He manifests Himself, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for a long time, I felt like I was pouring and very rarely getting poured back into. And just the difference, like I enjoyed my trainer before, great trainer, but to sound a little street and churchy, it just got more stank on it.
Yeah.
Because I know at any given time I can get a word, I can see a word.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's just in what you do, how you walk, how you talk, your presence, and it lets me know, and I feel comfortable. I can be me.
Yeah. And you do.
Yeah.
You do. And you do. Y'all, this brother here be setting up cameras, talking to us like I ain't got no more clients in here. But he do him, and he's welcome. But one thing I thought about in when you were just talking is that search that we have for you. There's a lot of stylists. There's a stylist on every corner. You don't let everybody do your hair.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean the other stylists aren't good. It just means when I find a place that I'm comfortable, I don't have to worry that pours into me.
Yeah.
It's God bless his soul, Dr. Zachary Towns used to say, a church alive is worth the drive. You remember that?
He's actually right.
Yeah, but a stylist that's good is worth the drive. Well, here at Total You, I've got people that come from Melbourne, Ocala, Sarasota, and I'm probably missing somebody, Lake Nona, Lakeland, Jacksonville. They drive here for their sessions. Now, they probably pass thousands of trainers.
Yeah.
But they feel like there's something at Total You they get that they can't get anywhere else.
Because I was shocked when we just went to, and I know it wasn't all the people because I heard people say they couldn't come to the Christmas party.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
There's a lot more people than that.
And we ran out of space.
Yeah, we were getting chairs.
We ran out of space.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful that you see a melting pot of people, and they chose you.
Yeah.
They didn't have to.
Yeah.
For many reasons, but they chose you, and they love you and appreciated you. They support you, and just how everyone moved in the room.
It was special, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
especially when you was dancing.
Well, I had to. Some people just bring stuff out you, man. You know how many texts I got, man? That was the highlight of the thing. But our goal here, fitness has no color.
Right. Right.
Sickness it doesn't discriminate.
No, it doesn't.
So I didn't want a black business. I didn't want a white business. I wanted a health and fitness business that catered to the needs of the people. Total You is all about in equipping people with the necessary tools to maximize their life. Understanding that their life, man is a spirit, he possesses a soul, he lives in a body. I not only want to cater to your physical needs, but I want to make sure that you get what you need spiritually and soulishly, in your mind, the way you think, the way you feel. I'm not trying to convert everybody to being a Christian, even though I think we should be. But I am giving you what I believe is truth. And I believe that there's a freedom that comes with truth.
Right.
And there's a liberty. And there's a light that turns on when the truth is revealed. And so, and that doesn't matter if you're a multimillionaire or you're scraping to pay for your session every week. When the light comes in, darkness has to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No matter how small the light is, darkness is overtaking.
Just a glimmer of light.
Yeah.
That darkness has to go. And that's what the studio has to provide. That light, that truth. That's the difference. And that's what we look to bring here.
So we've already started. We just jumped right in. So I think you just explained. My first question was, tell me what is Total You.
Yeah.
And that's the essence of everything.
Yeah.
Blessing everyone, the total facet of a person, their spiritual, their physical, everything about them. Like you said, sickness. Yeah. And so how would you say, what is your vision? Because you probably already said it, but
I did. So the vision of Total You is empowering people with the necessary tools to maximize your life. I always tell my clients this: I don't want you here because you feel like you can't do it without me. Right. I want you here because you feel like we do it better together. That being said, I'm gonna equip you with every bit of knowledge. I'm not a trainer that's trying to keep you dumb so you keep paying me.
Right.
That means you're here because you need me. I'm gonna give you all the tools, and if you take them, you can leave here and do this on your own.
Right.
But I trust that you probably are not gonna leave here because there's something special about here that you're not gonna find anywhere else.
Yeah, because
and that's the premise of Total You. Yeah.
And it's so true, because you gave me the exercises. And I will go to the other gym, as I call it, doing my homework, and it's not like doing it with being in your presence.
Yeah.
Because one, you're not gonna let me have bad form. You're gonna make sure I'm doing it right, so I don't hurt myself.
Yeah.
And it's always better when we do it together.
Yeah.
And it's really true. You can teach me, give them a plan. So, is that something that you also offer, like a home plan? They come in maybe once a month or weekly. What type of plans do you offer?
So, because we're really about change and life change,
right?
Then one factor that we have to discuss is accountability. Because without accountability, there's no genuine change.
Right.
And so, I am a little cautious in just sending you away with a plan and no level of accountability.
Okay.
Now, I know that there's trainers out there that you can go and find that. And I don't knock it. But as for Total You, where life change is so very important, and I understand that without tools and then somebody to hold you accountable for those tools that you've been taught, that there's probably not gonna be any change, then accountability is very important. So most people I help, they're coming in, they have a training session, they get with one of my trainers. We have about 6 trainers here. When they sign up with one of my trainers, I write out their nutrition, I write out their cardio, I recommend supplements, and I write out their workouts. Okay? They're required to train with a trainer at least once a week. still think it's affordable,
Yeah,
but at least
it
once
is.
a week. Every 2 weeks, I got a 3D scan.
Yes,
You
I
know
know that.
Staiku back there. Her name is Staiku. Okay.
You can't cheat the machine.
She's finding some people that love her and a lot of people that hate her. But Staiku is back there. And, I don't know, Vaughn, why they don't like Staiku. Because she only tells you what you've been doing.
Yeah, she tell everything.
Now, the girl don't hold no secrets.
No, she don't.
But we do the 3D scan every 2 weeks. It gives you an elaborate breakdown of everything that you've done, what's going on, but also I say should motivate you to continue on to go where you want to go.
Yeah.
Once again, accountability is huge here. So most of my people, they sign up. They're going to get their plan. They're going to train with the trainer. Now, there are some that I'll allow them to check in once a week. They can take the plan, go on their own, but they have to check in once a week. They're going to go see Staiku. Staiku is going to let me know what they've been doing, and then we'll make adjustments to the plan. I'm constantly adjusting plans until you get to your goal. Yeah. There's no cookie cutter.
No. There's definitely no cookie cutter here. Because I remember, let's see, which one I'm going to mention first? Okay. Staiku does not lie. Because I came in and Ty was like, "You lost 5 pounds." I said, "Oh, I'm not trying to lose weight." He said, "Oh, I ain't say it was good." He said 2 pounds was fat and 3 pounds was muscle. That is not where we're going. No, you got to get back in here now and get the training. But no, she doesn't lie. She can differentiate.
Yeah, Staiku know what she's doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the first time though, I wasn't ready.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you didn't know that she required some things before you come in.
He's like, "You got no underwear, no tights?" I'm like,
Yeah,
he said, "No, you can't do it like that."
He showed up at the wrong party. Yeah, this is not that party. We require draws in this party, and you got no draws. So it's funny, y'all, but I had to send that brother home.
I had to run home and get some tights because I want a 2-in-1. He's like, hey, wait a minute. No, so
it gets, it sometimes it gets a little humorous in that with Staiku,
but it's really that detailed, and I actually love it because you're not guessing.
Yeah.
You're not guessing.
Yeah.
And Ty already can look at you and tell you, but the machine is just like, just backs him up.
Yeah. I love it because it affords me the opportunity that no matter how you're coming in, I can track your progress. So before we got Staiku, I would use body fat calipers. And I'd use the calipers. But unfortunately, if you have a higher level of body fat, there's really no use for the calipers.
Okay,
it becomes embarrassing a little bit because I'm pinching and it just wasn't aesthetically pleasing. But with Staiku, 4 or 5, I've had 500-pound people get on there, and she's gonna break them down.
Yeah.
And let them know where you are and what we need to do to get to the next level. And so if there's people out there that are looking for that safe place, that's one of the things that we also try to provide, because no matter where you are or you found yourself, we've all made mistakes. We all are at a place where maybe we're not happy, but we also don't want to be judged and embarrassed. And so Total kind of takes that in mind.
Yeah.
It's a personal training studio, for those that don't know. So this is not a public gym where there's membership coming in. Everyone that comes in is with an individual trainer. And your session is private to you and your trainer. And it's just about your goal and what you're trying to accomplish. the good thing about being here is everybody is working towards a goal. Everybody is, it's kind of like when they used to say, instead of you walking around trying to judge other patients, just get in your bed with your thermometer in your mouth and take your medicine and allow God to work on you.
You know what I mean? Work on you.
And that's what we do here.
Yeah.
You're here for a reason. Let's get in your bed. Let's take your medicine. Let's do what you're supposed to do, because you can't help nobody else if you're sick.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of the ideas of Total You, once again, is we need you well so that you can leave here and be a blessing to your family, on your job, and to all the other people that you run into.
Yeah, it is an amazing gym. So next, let's talk about the mental effect.
Okay.
So how do you think Total You affects people mentally?
It starts by creating a positive environment, because your environment is shaping you. You know, so when you come in, from the music to the staff, there has to be that motivation and encouragement. And then everything that's said, because words have power,
Yes.
has to be with the intent to make you better. And once again, to equip you with tools that you can use to change your life. Because you may only spend an hour here a week, but the other hours that you're away, you're gonna still need some tools to help you to win in life. Or every time you come in here, I'm gonna have to dig you up out the grave,
Right.
and then get you back out there again. And in the end, we want to be victorious. So part of being victorious is giving you the weapons so you can fight. And some of those weapons are your words. And as a man thinketh,
So is he.
so is he. So sometimes we just got to work on that stinking thinking. You know? And, you know, I'm not going to accept, well, I'm just here to train. No. This is the wrong studio.
Right.
We're here for a lot more than training.
Yeah.
And the way you're thinking, even if I help you to train, you're going to defeat yourself mentally anyways. So it's just creating an environment, because number one, the environment is shaping, and then making sure that all of my trainers, my staff, my wife, myself, we're equipped and qualified to be able to give people the tools they need, that they can mentally go out and win in life.
Yeah. You can feel it.
Yeah.
When you come in, you can feel it, like you're not cutting up in here.
Yeah.
Look, I even feel it in the way that you keep it organized.
Yeah.
The weights, every weight has its place.
Yeah.
No matter where you go, every weight has its place in order.
Yeah.
I was one time I was like, I can feel it I can see it in the weights, like how the machines are kept and everything. It's not just, another gym.
Yeah. Nothing just happens.
Yeah.
Nothing just happens.
No, everything's intentional.
Yeah. I just believe a cluttered environment creates a cluttered mind. If we want order, then that order has to, a lot of times, start with our surroundings. You walk into a cluttered house, and before you know it, you become cluttered and junky on the inside.
Wow.
So you initially walk in and you start straightening up. I'll be honest, I can't be in here if things are out of place, because I understand the magnitude of what's going on. I have people walking in that possibly their life, they may have thousands and whatever dollars in the bank, but mentally, they're cluttered. And to come into a cluttered building, and I'm already cluttered inside, that's not going to give me any freedom, any liberty. It's not going to produce any change. So to come in with clutter, you need to step into organization. To come in with a lie, you need to step into truth. To come in dark, you need to step in the light.
Yeah.
So this place needs to be contrary to what may be stepping into it. That being said, I'm adamant about things being in place.
Yeah.
They call me OC, what is OCD? Yeah, they do. You gonna see me with my broom, you gonna see me, and I'm adamant. Cleanliness is next to godliness, but I'm adamant because if I wanna see lives cleaned up, then I've got to create an environment for that to happen.
An anti-cluttered environment.
No clutter.
Yeah,
No clutter.
that was good. Okay, training for strength is the next topic.
Okay.
So, training for strength. Just expound from a total you mindset.
Okay. So we're looking to get stronger. Okay. So strength is always going to come with muscle overload.
Okay.
Meaning you've got to overload the muscle with beyond what it's capable to handle, or max it to its max capability, and then continue to do that over and over. So what does that mean? You come in, you can lift 200. We're going to challenge you with 205.
Right.
And then once you hit 205, we're going to challenge you with 210, because the constant overload is going to create a strength, which is going to strengthen that muscle. But the flip side, remember where I told you again, if I strengthen your mind, and as a man thinketh, so is he, then eventually that's going to strengthen your body, and that's going to strengthen your muscle, and that's going to strengthen your physique. Everything's always going to start with the mind.
Right.
You just said it. As a man thinketh, so is he. If you think you're weak, if you think you're small, if you think you're defeated, then you're going to be. So initially in those first sessions when I'm with a client, I'm discovering the goal, and then I'm assuring them that we're equipped to help them get there.
Yeah.
But I need you to play your part.
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of? Now, see, I take it from a different, I'm not really a weight person. Because I did boxing and kickboxing. I want the strength, but you shared with me how to get the same strength in a different way, because I like cardio and I want the power. So, and I was dealing with rotator cuff injuries. And I think it was beautiful because you're like, hey, you're gonna get there. We're just gonna do it a different route. We can do it with low weight and get the same strength. And now, as a fighter, I like to have, I fought people that were, 250, 300. And after 20 punches, they in trouble.
Everything falls. You keep hitting that wall, eventually it's gonna fall down.
And so, like, I used to do push-ups. My first 2 sets of push-ups were all over 100 push-ups, because I equated that to the amount of punching that I can do. And I got strong. I mean, I got the strongest I ever got. And I was doing 100-pound dumbbells off of an injury I recouped. So when I saw in a short amount of time how you had me just doing 10 pounds incline bench, and I'm like, and I didn't feel embarrassed. Because I'm working on the injury. And then you moved me up, and eventually I got up to where I was doing 45 pounds. Then you say, okay, I'm ready for you to start doing push-ups now. And flies. And so I was like, I can feel it. To drop down and do 40 push-ups when I could only do 3 because of my rotator cuff injury, no surgery. And they recouped me and they told me, don't slow it up. Do the high reps, minimum 20. If you can do extra is always good. And so you showed me a different aspect of strength training.
That's the volume training. You can build muscle with volume. You can build just as much muscle with volume as you can with lifting heavy, without the risk. Because you build that cellular muscle, that cellular energy. You build endurance in that muscle, and a muscle that's healthy and strong will go longer. And so that was the premise behind, hey, let's reduce that weight. Let's, number one, we're dealing with a damaged muscle. Let's repair it. Let's heal it, because healthy is always better.
Right.
A healthy body is better than a sick body. So let's heal it. Let's repair it. And then let's build some cellular energy in there. Let's build that endurance to get that muscle where it's operating at full capacity again.
Oh, yeah.
And I think now when I see you come in, I mean, you smoke through the workouts because you have built that up. And then I think just the other day you said, man, I don't even feel my shoulder.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, I
yeah,
didn't. Because I was like, I thought, I think it's mental sometimes because of the injury. I've had 2 setbacks.
Yeah.
I'm a little cautious, but I'm doing it, and you like, try to wait. And I was like, okay, I was okay.
Yeah,
But you see it
But
because you're looking at
it
me.
was the process.
Yeah.
It was to starting at the 10 and then going to the 20.
Yeah.
And you were thinking, or may have been thinking, man, this weight is light. But what I was trying to tell you, if we can go 10 for 50, then I pretty much know we can get 30 or 40 and press that for 15, 20 times.
Yeah.
Because you're building up that endurance, you're building up that strength in the muscle, and the muscle now is ready to perform, and it's healthy.
Yeah. It, also, I thought it was very, I thought it was, I didn't hear it put this way until, you and Joanne said it, was we're going to build up all the muscles around it.
Yeah.
And I was like, not the muscle? No, we're going to build up everything
all the
around
muscle
it.
around that injured muscle.
Because it makes sense, because it was injured, I'm overcompensating
with the other muscles,
things, and then I saw that these muscles had become weakened also, and so I was like, okay, now it makes sense. And I was like, wow. So you guys are really like my technicians. I heard something click. Did something click? It must be the Sony. Is it all?
Battery pack needs to be changed. Is that these batteries?
No. So we'll ride with the 2. We just go with these 2 for right now. Because I think it's in the bag over there, but that's the one I thought will last. Hold on, let me see, what's the other question? As long as we got him, we good.
This camera went out. That's him.
Oh, I have batteries for that. The Sony, Canon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like 3-4 batteries for that.
See you now. All right.
I should have did the dummy battery.
Okay.
I have the dummy battery here too. I just didn't think about it. And here's another one. So what was I think we got 2 questions left.
2 more?
Joanne gave me strength training, then she said nutrition for health and longevity, are the last 2. And then I'll get ready to close out.
It doesn't need to record because it's going to the thing.
Yeah, don't worry, I did the same thing. I did the same. Yes, why is it recording? It's doing audio out. So our next subject is nutrition for health.
Okay. From well, when you think about it, food is what fuels our body.
Right.
So food is what's going to give us our energy. Let's go with a short synopsis here. So because maybe our audience doesn't understand. So carbohydrates, that's your rice, your sweets, your sugars, your fruit, your oats. Though carbs are for energy.
Okay.
Carbs are what energizes your body and gives it fuel. Carbs are also what pushes, from a bodybuilding perspective, glycogen or cellular glucose into the muscle. But for the most part, your body uses carbs for energy. Then you got protein. Protein is the building block of muscle. It's the foundation that builds all muscle. Something that most of athletes, bodybuilders, fitness enthusiasts, they think about. They think about protein because protein is what builds the muscle. But then you got fats. And I know a lot of times we run and we shy away from fats, and some fats are just bad, like butter, grease, all that good stuff that make the grits and everything taste good. Those are not beneficial for us. But there are some good fats, like your almonds and cashews and avocado and olive oil, coconut oil. Fats help regulate our hormones. So every one of them, the carb, the protein, the fats, they play an important part in our wellness and in our health. It's just finding out the right balance for each individual and for their athletic and specific needs. So that's why you come to a place like Total You.
Yeah.
Where I can design a plan to meet your specific needs. Okay, you're a diabetic. This is the nutritional plan we need to go with. Okay, you've got high blood pressure.
Right.
This is the nutritional plan we need to go with. Okay, so you've chosen a vegan lifestyle. Well, here's a nutritional plan that gives you the right amount of protein, carbs, and fats that meets your specific needs, and it follows your plan. So here, I create plans for whatever your walk of life and whatever your goal. I work with people from transformation, which is you're just trying to make this life change, to individuals that want to go on stage and do a physique contest.
Yeah, we're going to get into that.
Yeah, well,
not me personally.
Yeah. We going to get into that. But so when you talk about nutrition, nutrition is what keeps us well. Nutrition is what fuels our tank. Nutrition is what helps us to reach goals. I mean, when we talk about the fitness industry, you're usually going to hear people say 75% of the whole thing is nutrition.
Yeah.
You hear adages, you can't out-train a bad diet.
Oh, wow. That's a
yeah,
good one.
so you can train. If the diet bad, we ain't going to see nothing. Okay? And you probably have heard, and this is true, abs are made in the kitchen.
I didn't believe it at first.
It's true. So everybody has abs. Why one individual shows and the other one is what's taking place in that kitchen. So if we want to see our abs, if we want to walk around in good health requires us to get all of our vitamins and minerals. Yeah, we could take a supplement, but why not get it from our foods? So having a rainbow of foods, that's just the different colors, your oranges, your greens, your reds, having a balanced diet of foods. We kind of take the guesswork out, and I'll design the plan that it meets whatever your specific needs. But to go back, nutrition keeps us healthy. Nutrition helps us build muscle. Nutrition keeps our mind functioning, and it keeps us on top of our game. Yeah. Successful people have good nutrition. You see LeBron James? That brother 40 and still at the top of his game. Guess what he got?
Yeah.
He got a nutritionist.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Yeah. So the elite level that we see athletes operating now is because they realize it's more than just practice.
Right.
It's about your nutrition. And they're tapping into that, and we're seeing longevity, and we're seeing athletes perform at a level that has never been seen before.
The training has definitely grown because back when I was younger and coming up, we didn't hear anything about secondary muscles and the training and had me on the little half ball. What's the balsa?
Yeah, the booster ball.
Lord.
Yeah. We ain't had none of that. Yeah, none of that.
Look, I understand my secondary muscles are weak. I could stay up.
And
I was on top of
we
those.
didn't focus on no core.
No.
Core?
No, they don't know.
Man, you do
sit
some squats and do your little sit up and push up and call it a day. So we had no real strength because
No.
all of your strength comes from your core.
Yeah.
So now we know as science gets better and we become more educated and knowledgeable, hey, you need a well-balanced, rounded plan.
Yeah.
Strength comes from your core. Your nutrition is what fuels you. So if you're not strengthening your core and you're not eating proper nutrition, you're probably flunking and just not being successful at some things in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna show up somewhere.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Staiku gonna see it, but
Oh yeah, she will. I've heard about Staiku when it got close.
She's
to,
gonna
Yeah.
see it.
She's definitely gonna see it. She
she sits high and looks low, man. She see a little bit of everything. I feel like she like the Lord sometimes. Stuff I was trying to hide, she peeps it out.
I heard about Staiku when it got close to the tournament time.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
She
Yeah, they said, how did he see that?
Yeah.
The machine.
But it kind of goes back again to what we were talking earlier, just that accountability.
Yeah.
I thank God, man. I'm gonna tell you, we were away in Gatlinburg on a little vacation, and it was cold, so we said let's go train, and we went to this small gym, and they had Staiku there, and I
Yeah.
fell in love with her, man. And I fell in love so much, I got back and I said I need one of those. And so that's how we ended up with Staiku in this studio. It was a trip me and my wife took to Gatlinburg to just relax. We were training. We went in. The man, for whatever reason, had to show me his Staiku.
Yeah.
And he did. And I said, I need that. And I got the information. I got back home. We brought it in here. And it's been a game changer for our people. Now, folks love it and they hate it. The people doing right love it. The ones that the weekend was a little crooked.
Yeah.
They don't like it.
Staiku can tell it all.
Yeah.
So the last one, that question that I have before I say something else, longevity. How does being at Total You help with your longevity?
So Total You, one of the premises and one of the messages that I send is this: you didn't just get here, so don't think we're gonna change it overnight. Okay, this is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. It took you, how old are you now?
53.
You 53. It took you 53 to build that magnificent physique you got over here. Okay, 53 years. You ate what you ate, and it just was the foundation and the building block to what we got here now.
Yeah.
So to think you finna come in here in 2 weeks and renovate that property?
Yeah.
Renovation's gonna take a little bit. Now we probably gonna have to tear down some walls.
Yeah. Yep.
And then we're gonna have to possibly relay some foundations and build some new walls. It takes time. I teach people, don't put a time frame on it. Set a goal and let's go and pursue that goal. And you like a pit bull, you launch your teeth in it and you don't let go and you stay in pursuit of that goal. But when you go to putting time periods and time restraints, it only frustrates you. You get disheartened. Frustration is a result to me of when you lose hope. You know, so you get in, you get frustrated, which means you've lost hope, and hope deferred makes the heart sick. That's what the Bible says. And you're gonna end up sick, and you're gonna leave, and you're gonna be gone. And my comment to people is this: you're gonna leave here and do what? Go back to what you were doing? Because only a dog returns to their vomit, right? So you're gonna leave here and do what? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, Total You has a challenging aspect of it because sometimes you've got to shake people out of their rut.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to show them their self for them to realize that there needs to be a change.
Yeah.
You know, God showed us because we thought we had it all together and we was making moves and it was working. And he showed us all of our righteousness was nothing but filthy rags, right?
Right.
And we needed a Savior.
Yeah.
And then we came to him, and thus we are who we are because of the grace of God. Well, likewise, sometimes people think they got it all together. And if Staiku doesn't show them, then I have to, or if they don't understand what Staiku is showing them, then I have to clarify what's really going on.
Right.
And my end question is always what I just told you. So you're gonna stop and do what? And there's
Right.
usually no answer
Right.
because you came here because you were
Need help.
unhappy because of what was going on, and you're gonna leave here and go right back to that, and we're looking to do what? So whatever it takes, however long it takes for us to get where we want to go, is working.
Yeah.
You know, we just got to make sure we're in constant pursuit of that goal and where we want to go.
Yeah, and you're right. That's a very powerful question. And what are you going to do?
What are we doing? Yeah, where are we gonna go?
Yeah, because you know you've elevated so much, and not just because you can't judge weight. We know that. Staiku would chop that up. You know.
Yeah.
So all 5 pounds are not good 5 pounds.
Yeah.
You know, only 2 of the 5 pounds.
Yeah, only 2 of them was good, Vaughn. The other 3 was fat.
So, but you know, it forces you to life change.
Yeah.
Because like one of my clients that that comes to you, she went through a whole life change.
She did.
I mean, total, like she is not she's half the person that she used to be.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I like when I saw her on stage, I was like, really?
Probably one of my proudest moments, man.
I was just
One of my proudest moments.
Yeah.
One of my proudest moments. Now, everyone, we just saw Miss Olivia walk in. I don't know if they caught her, but I told her she wasn't going to make me cry. Yeah, because she was another one of those proud moments.
Wow.
To see some people when they come, they don't believe. Right? They want it,
Right.
but they don't believe it's in there. And part of the journey is helping them to believe.
Yeah.
You know, not to go biblical again, but if you can believe,
Yeah.
then all things are possible.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
them that believe. So part of this is just getting them to believe that it can be a reality for you.
Yeah.
You know, think about it. You've been looking at yourself for the last couple of years,
Yeah.
and you don't like what you see, and then you walk in and somebody says, "Well, this is possible. All things are possible to them that
Yeah.
believe," and you're like, but you keep coming and you keep coming.
What
And
did
then
you? How did you say it again?
hope deferred
Hope deferred. Something.
makes the heart sick, but
Yes,
frustration
that's it,
becomes because you lost hope.
Yeah, because you lost hope. I never heard it like that. You know, because you lost hope. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything you gave up, or
You gave
didn't
up.
you didn't believe in it
you,
anymore.
You didn't think anything could happen.
Wow.
So you're frustrated.
So this is a place of hope.
Yeah.
Because the encouragement, the small goals. Because look, I can tell you now, I'm back in the mirror in the morning, sucking in my stomach.
And there's an expectation, but outside of your six-pack, and you can attest what happened when you walked through that door.
Yeah.
From the back.
Yeah.
Mom,
Yeah.
where you been, Mom? And he come regular. For your audience, he's regular.
I had a little
But
vacation.
He lapsed. He had a relapse. And so everybody even the clients, I still ain't seen you. But
And that's good because it draws you back.
Well, who don't want to be missed?
Right.
Y'all miss me.
Right.
Yeah, we miss you, man. But not only that, it's that level of they're expecting me to show up.
Right.
And we are.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people there was a time I used to let clients go because they weren't performing. I let everybody know now I'm not letting anybody go anymore.
Right.
Okay. I'm not letting anybody go. The only way you will leave here is if you quit. People do still leave. But they can't say it's because Ty let them go Now, before, if your performance wasn't up, I'd say 2 or 3 bad check-ins, and I'm letting you go because I was serious about results. I grew, and God is maturing all of us. I grew to understand that it doesn't happen at that pace for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, but as long as they keep showing up and they stay in the game, all things are possible.
Yeah.
And so I backed off of that high horse a little bit. And now I say this, I'm not going to put you out. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to have an expectation, you know,
Right.
because where there's no expectation, people never rise up. So I'm going to have an expectation, but you're going to have to leave. You're going to have to quit on you. Ty's not going to quit on you.
Yeah. I mean, but what it's so contagious because once, like my client, once she competed
Yeah.
and being around other people that competed, she's like, even if I don't compete,
Yeah.
I want to be in ready mode. I
She's
want to
still doing
be
this.
just
Yeah.
just close enough that I
Yeah.
can get it back.
Yeah.
So she says, I'm never stopping.
Yeah.
And this is when she getting her
Yeah.
hair done.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I can see it. Now I encourage a friend of mine. She's finna come back. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I can see it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
It builds
Yeah.
encouragement. It builds better self-esteem, everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a sense, we're becoming witnesses.
Yes.
Through our life decisions and the changes we make, we become a witness. And
do.
now your physique speaks. And that's why I stayed in this, because if people wouldn't hear my word, they could look at my body,
Right.
you know? And I wanted my physique to speak of God's goodness and what he can do in a life.
Yeah.
Because everybody may not hear what you say,
But everybody
but
sees
they
you.
see you.
Everybody
They
see
see
you.
you. Yeah.
You're always ministry. You're always
Yeah.
modeling whether you know it or not. Someone is looking and watching.
Yeah.
I didn't know my clients were looking.
They
Now,
looking at you.
Even after that short hiatus, because we were serving at the church in the King of Glory, so we were constantly last minute doing recordings and everything. My clients, even after, was like, "You're still losing."
Yeah.
You know, I may not have seen other than those 5 pounds, but the inches.
Yeah.
Because now
Yeah.
certain parts of my pants I had to wear shorts under
Yeah.
because they weren't fitting the
Yeah.
same anymore. And I'm like, I'm still having the residue.
Yeah. And a
Still
side note,
Yeah.
for hairstylists, this is probably one of the fittest hairstylists around. Okay. That's just a side note. Okay.
Curl
He
up.
is. He is when I'm watching him on the machine, the separations in his arms, and I'm a physique guy. The separation in his arms, even in his legs, he puts his work in. And who don't want the buff stylist?
Right.
You know what I mean?
You gotta have some cuts or something.
Yeah, something. I mean, you
Now,
just cutting hair, you got cuts in your arms and
Now,
legs.
I walk out here bow-legged sometimes because my legs be hurting, and V be killing me with my legs.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all got to come see V. She might be my secret weapon.
She go into beast mode and have you doing makeup. That's the wrong form. You know, no, you got to do that form right. But it's a family. Everybody is watching.
Yeah.
Everybody's participating. And even though, you know, I laugh and joke about me whining, but I do the exercise.
Yeah, he does.
And the trainer, like Vegan, was training one day with Joanne, and she was saying everything that I said. And I said I was encouraged because she said all of us go through it.
Yeah.
When it's our turn to train, it's our turn.
Yeah.
And we push each other to the next level, and you can't beat that. I know I am part of the family. And
I've been in a lot of. I mean, I turned pro in the IFBB. I competed for 30 years. I promoted a show, the Ty Pope Classic in Lake Mary. We've been all over the world. We've been to Egypt, Libya, for the fitness organization. I've been in gyms around the world.
Wow.
I have to say, the atmosphere that's created here, there's none that compares anywhere else. It's the unity, it's the camaraderie, it's the love, it's the trainers, it's the clients. It's special.
Yeah.
It's special. I think you know how a plant needs to be in the right ground with the right water to grow. I think for some, this is the right ground with the right watering,
The right amount of light.
and the right light for growth. I have a motto, and it stands true. I know I'm not for everybody, but I believe that we are for somebody. That keeps me from being upset when somebody rejects us. We're not for everybody.
No.
But I really believe we're for somebody. And for that somebody, I tell you what you're going to get here. You're going to get here, and you're going to get love. You think you got one trainer, you're going to have 4 looking at you.
Yes.
But you're going to know that you're around people that care.
Yeah. That's definitely the energy I get
Yeah.
every time I step in the door. From whether I'm on the, doing cardio, or I'm stretching, getting ready, just all the way around.
Yeah.
But and like I was here. Now this is the other half. So I was here, and all this time I kept looking at his supplements and everything. Didn't know it was his. I just said, "Oh, he carries." And then I looked on the top of it, and it said Pope. I didn't know. I was like, he has his your own
I got my
protein
own
powder.
protein powder. We've got other supplements in the supplement line. So Pope product, the Bible says, "Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost." Okay, so how are we taking care of the temple?
Right.
Because within this temple, the Spirit of God dwells.
Right.
So it's very important to me that I carried and designed products that I felt adequately and holistically took care of the temple. So like my protein is grass-fed. It's the highest level quality of protein. The other supplements I have, they're the highest level quality of protein. They're supposed to help you on your fitness journey.
Right.
But at the same time, Pope product is about taking care of that temple so that God can dwell in a healthy and productive temple. Whether you believe in God or not, you still got to take care of the temple.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the reason behind Pope product, know ye not that you are the temple, is because you are the temple where somebody real special wants to dwell and live in you and live through you. And so we carry a line of quality products.
Yeah.
You can get them here at the studio. I can tell you right now, I'm talking with manufacturers to release even more products in our line.
Okay.
Can't disclose it right now.
We'll wait.
But I have to say, kind of like when we said if Vaughn is a part of it, I want to be in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just hope you believe that if Ty Pope puts his name on it and it's a Pope product, you may want to come and try it.
You know what? It like just because I know you and your character, I automatically said it would be the best and better.
It's gonna be the
and
best.
I'm not gonna buy another
it's the
powder
best.
because
It's the
I'm like,
best.
why am I gonna go down?
Yeah, it's the
You know?
best. Yeah.
And what you have? What you have? Chocolate.
I got chocolate, I got cookies and cream, and y'all, it's actually got some cookies in it. It's got
Yes, I
Oreo
know.
chips in there. That's my favorite. And then I have vanilla for, you all that just want that simple. But keep this in mind. 30 years in the industry, I've tasted a lot of proteins. So when I went in to design the taste profile, I knew what I wanted. And they hit it right on the mark. So people say, does it taste good?
Yeah, it does.
I can almost guarantee you.
And the cookies
That
and
one,
cream.
yeah, the cookies.
Cookies and
it
cream
it
got cookies in it.
It's got cookies in it.
And
Think about it. If you're gonna stay on a program, something got to taste good.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
gotta taste good.
something. Yeah, and you have pancake. Now that's my next thing. I'm gonna leave out of here with some pancakes because my sister just hooked me back. She cooked some pancakes the other day,
And you hooked it.
and I was like, oh, I gotta do that. And now today, looking at the pancakes, I'm leaving with one today so I can try.
So we have stacked protein pancakes. Each serving,
Okay.
25 grams carbs, 25 grams protein. So it actually can operate as a meal substitute if you needed to.
Really?
Yeah, this
Okay.
ain't just your mama pancakes where you're getting a whole bunch of carbs and all that.
I was gonna use it as a cheat meal.
Well, you can, but this is the thing, you can. And most people that try them say they feel like they cheating. But
Really?
you're still getting your 25 grams protein
Wow.
and your 25 grams carbs.
Okay.
And somebody like me, I'll do 50 grams protein and 50 grams carbs. And it comes out to like 6 large pancakes. And I get me some of that, either that Aunt Jemima or that, I do sugar-free. Because I want to keep it, it ain't a cheat meal. So I want to keep it healthy. And Smuckers, that's the good one. Smuckers, sugar-free, syrup,
I haven't
tastes
tried
like
that.
regular. Get the Smuckers, and you put it in them pancakes, boy.
Okay.
You'll think you're cheating. You ain't cheating, but you'll think you're cheating.
Feels kind of like.
Yeah, but I have those here too. Right now, I just have the plain, but in season, I have pumpkin. I've got banana caramel.
Really?
Yeah. Man, them things sell off the shelf. They sell off the shelf.
He always coming with stuff.
You got to keep the people guessing, man.
I think I heard one of the clients and I were talking about you have to have a special level of T-shirt. Like the races that I like to do, and so you only can get the T-shirt when you get past a certain goal.
Yeah.
To then you get a half a shirt. Because you ain't quite there
You
yet.
ain't there yet. So you see, I got T-shirts over there.
Yeah, I see
But
that.
at one point, I wasn't giving them to people as they graduate the program.
Okay. That's
Now I
actually,
put them for purchase because
Yeah, a lot of.
remember I said some people the journey will be a little longer,
Yeah.
and I wanted to be fair.
Yeah.
Everybody want a shirt. Everybody want a shirt these days.
Yeah.
But initially, that shirt was given to those that completed the program. And one unique thing about Total You is it's designed for you to complete.
Yeah.
So when you come in, we have a goal. Once we reach your goal, I'm not the trainer trying to keep you. I'm gonna graduate you. I'm gonna bring you before everybody. I'm gonna put you on the screens. They're gonna know that Vaughn has achieved his goal. The only way Vaughn stays here is Vaughn gives me another goal. So I have clients that
Okay.
have been here 10 years.
Wow.
They're still here because they keep giving me new goals.
I just being present with you in the gym. It's amazing to hear different people coming in for different. Everyone's not coming to be a bodybuilder.
No.
He's training people that I think I don't know if it was Ironman.
Yeah,
Yes,
Ironman,
definitely Ironman, triathlons, and he's
Beauty
tweaking
pageants.
the orders, beauty pageants, and with people that are bringing their sons in
Yeah.
because they're playing baseball or whatever, and hear him talk about their journey, gymnastics.
Gymnastics. Yeah.
And I was just listening.
Volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just amazed, and everybody has their own plan.
Yeah. Because everybody has their own goal. His
Yeah.
goal is different than your goal. My goal is different than your goal.
Right.
I don't need you to give me something that's going to take me where I want to go. I
Right.
need directions where I want to go. And so we make sure that whatever your goal, I love what you said, parents are bringing in their kids who want to be better on their volleyball teams or in clubs. Ironman, realizing that they need some strength to go with that endurance. We're training some of them. Then we have the physique athletes. no matter what your goal is, even if it's just being the CEO of a business, nutrition plays a huge part.
Yeah.
Confidence plays a huge part. And who doesn't feel their best when they look their best, they're fueled inside with the best, and they just have a confidence. You feel like you can conquer the world. And so that's what it's all about. Total you. The name, it was God inspired, and it just fits. It just fits.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It fits.
And today, it makes more sense, and I'll be prouder to walk in here more than ever, because now I have your God inspired message of total you.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and don't forget, he has word before the workout. So if you are a Christian or you just need a good, encouraging word, word to workout is definitely one to get you. Any time of the day you want to listen to it, you can. And
it's on Total You Life. I think it's on Instagram.
Yeah.
Total You Life.
Yeah.
It's also on TikTok. What we're doing is this. It was for a while, and I've been in the fitness industry, I already told you 30 years. It was taboo to talk faith in fitness when I started. Now it's a little more open, but there was no connection. And I thought that was odd, because the strongest part of what I was accomplishing in fitness was because of my faith. If I didn't have the faith, I don't know if I would have endured the journey that fitness took me on. So I don't see how we can talk fitness without talking faith. And I wanted to let people know it is cool to love the Lord and to still be in some aspect of health and fitness.
Yeah.
And I do that through a word before the workout. Bodybuilders do study the word. They are faithful to their wife. They are committed. They are making good decisions daily, godly decisions. We're not all arrogant and conceited and just looking at ourselves 24 hours. You understand? Flexing our abs and there's more substance to, because before fitness, I was a man, and I'm a man of God. I'm just a man of God who happens to be in fitness, and I want to let people know that if we keep God first, then all the other things will be added unto us.
Yeah.
And let's not forget God in our pursuit of money or our pursuit of success. God said, I have no other God before me. So I want him, but I want the world to know that as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord, and God's going to be first. And so a word before the workout is just a way of getting my fitness people who think having the best physique is what it's all about, to realize that there's something a little bigger and a little better than what you may be in pursuit of. And just give them awareness. God loves all of us, man. It said while we were yet sinners, he loved us. He didn't wait for us to get right.
No, he didn't.
You know what I mean? He loves us. So with that kind of love, I know we're just talking now, but I don't think enough people know God loves them, man.
No.
I think that's a challenge.
No.
Yeah.
I will agree with you, and especially because, we're always at church.
Yeah.
Because we're, the stream team and audio. And when I used to hear people tell me when they came to the salon, and this was powerful, it really affected me, the second half. Yeah. The first half was, it's like, man, you go to the bougie church. They dress. Yeah. And I don't go to church like that. Yeah. And I'm like, man, you can wear shorts or whatever, but that's their perspective. Yeah. And they said when you go there and then they're telling you what, people are rude because they weren't welcoming them in with grace and a little love. they were still trying to be the hardcore old
Yeah,
deaconess
yeah.
or old school problem. And I have a problem with that. But after that, they said, that's why I come to you. You my church.
Yeah.
Because, man, you never look at me any different.
Yeah.
And I don't go to church, but I come to you, and you always gonna give me a good word, or you always gonna say something, and you don't look at me any kind of way.
Yeah.
And and to hear me tell them, you know, that God love them, or to show them love, and that's to me, me telling them God love them, and not finding them to be lower than, or making them to feel lower than. That's the power of what we do, being out in the marketplace, making people feel comfortable, being their safe place where they can talk, that we can share with them, and show them God. Not just tell them. Because that's more powerful. Me showing you love is way more powerful than me just saying, I love you, man. I love you, man. Is being there, cutting people's hair when, you know, they can barely bear their mother and say, hey, your wife, come in, I'll do your hair for the funeral. Don't worry about it. You know, that's to me real ministry.
I like how I watched a series recently with Pastor Dollar, and he said, what are we doing to repay that debt of love? And we're indebted to love. Because God first loved us so much that he gave his son. So we're indebted to love. You know what I mean? And what are we doing daily to repay that debt of love? And we should be daily repaying that debt of love. And just the man on man of knowing you may be the only God that people are going to see.
For sure. I mean, God loved me so much. On my way in, before I came in and recommitted to learning his word, he loved me so much and blessed me so much. I literally, with tears in my eyes, would say, Lord, are you sure you know who you blessing? All the stuff I did. Just did. 5 minutes ago.
I'm still dirty.
Are you
got home to take a shower yet.
Like me? And in my mind's eye, all I saw was him with his arms open to hug me and just say, let me love you.
Father of the prodigal son, right?
What?
You done went and you laid with them pigs.
Smell just like him.
And here you come.
Loving me.
I ain't even Daddy, I realize it's better here. Well, bring your little nappy head on home. Boy, I love you. I miss you. But that's how God treats us.
And more people need to know that he doesn't. And the more you get out, you realize it. And then the more I realize that I don't feel like an anomaly. I feel like I'm just another person that God really blessed, loved, and showered with abundance of grace. And I want other people to know that he'll do it for you. So it's like I can't help it. Because the more I do, the more he keeps showing me that he's loving me back. So I'm trying to do more.
We like that woman at the well, man. Christ, she met Christ and she ran through the city and said, I met a man. That told me all things. You know, he changed her life. He changed my life. He changed your life. And you can't be silent when you know what the Lord has done for you. And that, going back to Total You again, is all a part of what, because my history, my wife's history, all that comes into this entity. Look what the Lord has done. You know, and
little old me.
And understanding he ain't respect the people.
No.
If he did it for me, he'll do it for you. That's why we do this. That's why we're here. Yes, fitness probably was the door that opened this platform, but it's all, man, for the glory of God. that. That's why we do this. That's why you do hair. Yeah, you're great at it, but your gift makes room for you and brings you before a great man. What are you going to do when you get in front of those great men? You're going to tell them about the goodness of the Lord.
Yeah. And sharpen my tool. All right. This has been a wonderful episode. This is not the normal episode. And I really planned to do it that way, but it just blossomed into something that was excellent. I think Total You was a fabulous place to be, to experience and come get your tools sharpened and get loved on and get the Total You experience and get the Total You made over again. All right, this is Hair Hero Elites podcast, and I am so thankful. We didn't even need an intro with this. It just started off good, and we just kept it rolling. So this is definitely a place you want to be and someone you want to see.
Yeah.
Take it easy. Ty Pope, Total You Fitness and Nutrition.
Come by and see us.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
I hope I was halfway there.
Oh, right here. This is the boss right
I
here.
run nothing here.
You got the recorder back on? Yeah, this is the boss right here.
Everything is Todd Pope. And guess what? I have no shame in that. None whatsoever. All right? I'm that woman. I am completely confident in taking the back seat. All right? I hope you enjoyed today's segment. All right, Vaughn the man.
Thank you, Joanne.
Listen, this man is
The
full
woman
of skills.
behind the man.
Check him out for his hair now. Check him out for them hair skills. All right?
Take it easy. Do it again, do it again, do it again. Ooh.
It looks good. It looks really good.
You don't just what?
What? I don't just say it because you my daddy. I say it because I believe in it. I know for myself it worked. Do you see this?
Ooh, wait, you good looking. Check this out. The new Silver Silk Out, made just for blowouts, enhanced with amino acids to make it get straighter, last longer, and look perfectly bouncy. The power to help you straighten the hair with just a little bit of care.
Welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about our two-step hydro system. The first step being the Hydro Blast. It's enhanced with a humectant to maintain longer lasting hydration inside your actual hair strand. And the second part is the Hydro Moist Cream Curl Definer. It has a moisture conditioner to seal in the hydration and enhance your natural texture. Then brush the rest of the product throughout the entire head and use your fingers to separate the curls to however your desired style is. We chose to use a diffuser slightly to eliminate the excess moisture, and you can see that her hair still has fantastic movement even after a few minutes. You can let the rest dry naturally, or you can use a hair dryer to finish drying the roots. Hydro Blast can also be used as a pre-detangler, combing natural 4C hair, and it's the #1 choice when you're doing your children's hair. It's great to take down braids and cornrows, and Hydro Moist is not only good for wash and goes, but also the dry curl systems. All in all, the Hydro system is a superior system for superior looking hair, and it's the best way to feel and look beautiful in your natural curls.